Hey friends, it's Emily with Brooks Family Farm, and we have had what might probably hopefully be our last snow of the season, but we got several inches, but it's very cold. Right now it's in the single digits. Overnight it was like -2, and they said the wind chills were a lot colder, but I don't know about that specifically. Sorry, I'm hiding my weird coffee with a straw. I don't know. Is that weird? Do other people do that? I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to come around the farm and check on the animals and just show you how they're doing. Hey friend, you're pretty. I got more friends? You got more friends? No, that's okay. Hey friend. Hey, you fuzzy friend. We're getting ready to take some pigs in for processing, so we're feeding out of the trailer. We like to do that for a week or two ahead of time. So when the day comes, they just walk in to eat and shut the door. It's super low stress, but it's not time to feed them right now. They're just waiting. I always wonder how much of the farm Oreo covers on her own without us, but these are all of her tracks. And the snow was falling and covering tracks until 11 o'clock last night. You can just barely see Neil's tire tracks from about 5 o'clock last night. So she was up here overnight after something. All the mamas and Arnold are sleeping, so I'm not going to bother them, but they look pretty cozy. Looks like Oreo came up here, looked at the pigs, and turned around. There's no other track leaving that one. We got her to be a family dog. She wasn't really supposed to be the farm dog. We had another Great Pyrenees that was his role. But he passed away last year, and I'm so proud of her. She's doing such a good job. I'm really glad that Ethel is not in milk right now, but if everything goes according to plan, she will be this time next year. So I thought we would build an area with like just a roof to milk her, like a little stand. But now I'm thinking I want a 3-sided area because there's been a lot of snow blowing. The brooder's working so well that steam comes out. Hey, Sparkles. Hey, Sparkles. Yeah. The backyard chickens are still around. You never quite know where you're going to find them. And Sparkles, the feed shed cat. I was in here filling buckets the other day, and I thought, this is okay to milk in. There wasn't snow blowing, there's a little bit of wind, and it's cold. It's going to be cold, but I was like, if we could build like a little building. I don't know if Neil was signing up for a little whole building when we bought the cow, but I mean, he can just move out one of these grain bins. Those are really important, so probably not. It's fine. It's nice in here. These are some chickens that we got at an auction a couple weeks ago, and so they're quarantining in the greenhouse just in case any of them were sick. We definitely don't want to spread anything to any of our other chickens. I think so far they're looking okay. These red chickens are from a barn, and we've bought chickens from barns before, and they usually are losing feathers like this, and they look a little bit of a mess, but we're not seeing any signs of sickness, so that's a good thing. I actually have some ranunculus and anemones that are ready to be planted out here, so I'm hoping to get these chickens integrated soon because there's obviously a lot of cleanup to do in here before I can plant. I only saw a couple of egg layers outside, so I was afraid their door didn't open. It's solar powered, but it did. They're just cold. I like that's fair. We don't use any supplemental heat or light in the winter. I guess if it was going to be really bad, would we? supplemental heat? No, I don't think we would, because it's going to be -4 tonight. So they do good. You have to keep them dry and you have to give them airflow, which sounds like, you know, oh, airflow, they'll get cold. And you do have to be careful. If they get wet, they can get frostbite. But if you keep them dry, they huddle down in their feathers and they do pretty good. We'll look inside so you can see. This girl came outside to this next box. She probably prefers the privacy. She's laid an egg. Someone else has also laid an egg. She looks super healthy and is doing fine. I'm also really glad I came out, because if we waited until feeding time a couple hours, that egg would probably be frozen. So this is inside. You can see they're just hanging out. There's one girlie that jumped in the feed bucket. This water is frozen. We'll dump it and get fresh. Built this wagon. We built it with wide ventilation on both sides at the top for this reason, so the birds will have plenty of airflow. I'll check in here for eggs if this girlie will let me. Excuse me. Excuse me. She's like, nope. There you go. Go ahead, girl. Couple. I'm too late though. There's a frozen one. Frozen. All right, girls, let me get you some water. I didn't bring a ruler, but there's not a lot of drift right here. I don't know. We got a decent amount. I also just cracked an egg in my pocket trying to squat down and show you that. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how much snow we got. There's like 50 cents down the drain. There's a girl on YouTube that calls those pocket omelets. There's Oreo. Hey, hey, where were ya? Where were ya? You never want to lose a bucket of feed off the back of the tractor, but it is nice to see the birds eating. Although frankly, we spill so much feed around here, the birds eat fine.